Welcome to another video, everyone, and today I'm going to show you exactly what high-ticket dropshipping is, why I only need one sale every other day while everyone else needs 100, and how one sale can change your entire month. So let's not waste any time and jump right in. So for those of you who don't know, here's my story, a super short version. And yes, I know everyone has a story, but here's mine super quick. I was working 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. warehouse shifts, trying to pay off my debt for my failed Amazon FBA business. There's a photo of me leaving work, which was always an amazing time. And there's me picking an order in one of my very many dreaded picking aisles. I was a material handler. And so I lived off iced coffee and I barely slept. And for those of you who know what it feels like working a night shift, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You lose a ton of weight, you barely eat, you can't sleep, just everything sucks and is fucked. And you just hate life, to tell you the truth. So after many months of building my store, I finally launched it. And 36 hours after launching my high ticket store, my very first sale came in and it was over $2,200. And there's a screenshot right there. I mean, my jaw just absolutely dropped. I was picking an order, heard that beautiful ka-ching sound. And for those of you who don't know it, I will put it up right now. That is a beautiful sound. So I got my first sale, but here's the craziest part is that my first sale gave me hope, but 2 days later, I got another sale, but this time it was over $5,500. And when that sale came in, it changed absolutely everything for me. And let's just say I quit my job the very next day and went all in. Again, was picking an order, heard that beautiful pitching sound, and then bang, over $5,500. Absolutely could not believe it. And then ever since then, I've built multiple stores. I've generated multi-millions in sales. And just last year alone, I've done over $2 million with one of my main stores. And now I just really spend time doing what I love. I mean, I work on a bunch of different passion projects and businesses. And more importantly, with my dog by my side. Yes, I am a dog person, not a cat person. Sorry to the cat people. But yeah, there's a nice photo of me and my dog. So before I tell you more about this model or start getting into what this model is, let me tell you what it's not. Because quite important, I just want to get this out of the way. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It really isn't. And it's not a way to escape learning business fundamentals. If you're thinking that you're going to try to do this and get AI to do everything for you, click off this video because it's just not the case. It's not a set it and forget it. Really, nothing is. It's not for people who quit after the first challenge. I mean, life has many challenges, but this business is certainly not shy to it. It is challenge after challenge. So if you quit after one, this ain't for you. And it's not guaranteed results. At the end of the day, nothing is in this damn world. So just putting that all out there for you. Now, here is what this business model is. It is a legitimate business model that rewards smart work. There's no doubting that. It's one of the lowest risk ways to start in e-commerce, mainly because you need absolutely no inventory. It's sustainable and scalable with the right approach, and it is definitely something that you can be proud to tell people you do. All right, let's jump in. What is high ticket dropshipping? Well, it's a model where you sell premium high ticket products. I'm talking products at a minimum 1,000 and anywhere up to $10,000 plus. We essentially partner with established, trusted brands that people already know and have existing demand. Now, this is key. We partner with established brands that already have a demand, meaning people are actively searching for their products. Now, we don't worry about inventory, we don't need a warehouse, and there's no upfront cost. Not at all are you going to need to use your garage or your basement or your bedroom to store boxes and then pick orders at night. Absolutely not. Now, the basic flow and the way it works is a customer will order from your website. We then will send that order to our supplier. Our supplier will ship it directly to our customer, and then we get a cut of the profit. Super simple. Now, I had to throw this in here because it's one of the biggest things that attracted me about this business model when I first started almost 4 years ago. And that is that we're leveraging the brand's recognition instead of fighting for attention. What this means is people are actively searching for these products. So we're not trying to convince people to buy these products. They already want the products. We just have to make it easy for them to buy. We're not fighting for any type of attention. We're not trying to fight to just funnel people into purchasing these products. We're leveraging the brand's recognition and demand. It's such a beautiful, beautiful shortcut. It's honestly a cheat code. It's a major, major, major cheat code. And I certainly took advantage of it. So here's what the authorized dealer model is, okay? What authorized dealer actually means is that you're officially approved by the brand to sell their products. You get wholesale pricing anywhere from 20 to 50% off retail. The average honestly is 40%. 20% is a real, real, real low. I've only ever seen that once or twice, like handful of times. 50% is definitely a high, but I have plenty of suppliers that give me a 50% margin, but the true average, if I'm being real with you, is 40%. Now, brands will support you with marketing materials, warranties, customer issues, etc. You got to remember that this isn't just a supplier from China that'll try to sell you a product and then boom, you're on your own. No, these are brands and suppliers that have a reputation to uphold. And so if they ship a product and it gets damaged, it's not on me, it's on the supplier to make it right and whole by the customer. What will happen is the supplier will ship a brand new item to the customer, take back the old one, and then they'll deal with the shipping company. Just the same that if I sell a product and my supplier ships it to the customer and a year later it stops working, I contact the supplier and say, hey, customer ABC just got back to me that this product is no longer working because of XYZ. Let's make it right. And yeah, supplier puts it right under their warranty and ship a brand new product. It's honestly, this stuff doesn't happen often, guys, but the times it has happened, and again, in the 4 years, almost 4 years that I've been doing this, it has certainly happened. Suppliers always, always, always make it right. Again, because they have a reputation to uphold. Now, customers trust you because you're legitimate. Again, imagine you were selling an Apple product, okay? If you were selling an Apple product and you had Apple products on your website, you will immediately get trusted by customers. Not because the customer trusts you specifically, but they trust Apple. And because they trust Apple, they inherently will trust you. So huge, huge, huge plus. And finally, guys, this isn't gray market or sketchy dropshipping. You're a real business partner with real brands. Now, the best example that I can give you of large retail stores that do the authorized dealer model is Costco, for example. Think about Costco. Costco sell Apple products. Costco didn't invent Apple. They didn't invent the iPhone. They didn't invent the iPad or the MacBook. So how can Costco sell these products in their store? Simple. They became an authorized dealer of Apple products. Now, it's a major win for Apple because they get basically the entire brand's reputation and demand. So people, when they come to Costco to buy an iPhone, they don't need to be sold. They already want the iPhone. Costco is essentially that middleman to supply the iPhone. They get a cut of the profit. And it's a major, major win for Apple. Why? Because they get their products in nationwide stores. It's a major, major win-win. Here's another example. Walmart. You think Walmart invents all the products that they sell? No, they're just an authorized dealer of a lot of brands. They put it all together in a retail store and sell it to you, the customer. Think of Home Depot. Think of Best Buy. Best Buy didn't create all the products that they sell. They're just an authorized dealer of a bunch of super high-end luxury brands. Now, the only difference to what Best Buy, Costco, Walmart, and Home Depot do is that we're gonna do the same thing, but rather than have a retail store, millions of dollars in overhead and inventory and, bunch of local employees that we need to hire, we're just gonna do it online. So rather than having a retail store, we're gonna have an online showroom. That's the authorized dealer model. Now, here's the math that changed everything for me. And now this is all based off of a $10,000 monthly profit goal, which is a super highly realistic goal when it comes to the world of e-commerce, especially high-ticket dropshipping. So let's start with the low-ticket scenario, okay? With the low-ticket scenario, here's how it looks. You have an average order value of about 30 bucks. That means your profit per order is $8, which is a 30% profit margin, super realistic. That means you would need 1,250 orders per month to reach that $10,000 monthly profit goals. If even just the thought of over 1,000 orders a month just makes me want to shoot myself. It's absolutely crazy. That's 41 orders per day for 30 days. Insane. That means 41 potential customer service issues, 41 tracking numbers, and 41 potential refunds per day. Absolutely crazy. Now let's go and take a look at the high ticket scenario. You have an average order value of about $2,000, which means your profit per order will be around $600. Again, 30% profit margin. That means that's 17 orders needed per month. That's it. That's one order every other day for 30 days, which means you're only having 17 premium customers for the entire month. You're dealing with minimal headaches, and you're actually getting a sustainable business model. Now, before you try to grill me in the comments and say, yeah, well, you also could have potential refunds with these high ticket customers, the answer to that is you're right, but you're also really wrong. When you're selling low ticket items, all that stuff is being purchased on an impulse. People don't wake up and decide to buy half the products they end up buying. They end up just, seeing a very nice ad, you caught their eye, and they spent the 20, 30 bucks because everyone has 20, $30 to spend on something they think that looks cool, when in reality, it's just a cheap crap Chinese product. So yes, of course, you're gonna have a much higher potential of refunds with those type of products. But with a $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 item, people don't just wake up and swipe their credit card. It's an informed decision. It's a big decision. And thus, because of all that, the refunds are little to none. In my personal experience, in almost 4 years of doing this business, I've had a handful of returns. I think maybe 4 returns ever in my entire, again, almost 4 years. Why? Because people take time to make decisions purchasing these high ticket products. So refunds are far, far, far few in between. So let's just get to the reality. Let's just compare low ticket versus high ticket. Let me just lay it all out there for you, okay? With low ticket, you're selling products anywhere between $10 and $50, which means you're profiting anywhere from $3 to $15 per sale. You need 50 to 100 plus sales per day to make any type of meaningful impact in your life. You're dealing with AliExpress and China suppliers, which means you're dealing with the 3 to 6 week shipping times, which equal major customer service nightmares because people want to know where their orders are. Nobody wants to wait, 6 weeks for their $20 product. You're going to get constant refunds and complaints because people are buying on an impulse, realizing the product is crap and cheap and not worth it, and they will complain and want a refund. You'll have major price wars with competitors. It's always, always, always a race to the bottom when it comes to low ticket items. I certainly had that experience with my Amazon FBA business. Constant race to the bottom until nobody makes any money. And burnout is just inevitable. Dealing with that large of a volume of customers is just major, major burnout. Now let's look at the high ticket reality. With the high ticket reality, you're selling products anywhere between $1,000 and $10,000 plus, which means you're profiting anywhere from $300 to $3,000 plus per sale. That's few sales a month will absolutely change your life. You work with local luxury US suppliers, which means anywhere from 2 to 7 day shipping times. You work with premium buyers, which equal fewer issues. You get immediate trust from customers because you're partnered with high-end luxury brands that people already know and trust. You have a MAP policy in place by the brand and supplier, which means there's absolutely no price wars. And for those of you who don't know what MAP policy means, it stands for minimum advertised price. So again, best example I can give you is think of Apple products. When you want to go buy an iPhone, whether you go to Costco or Walmart or Best Buy, the price is all the same. It's all the same. And the reason for that is because Apple have applied a minimum advertised price. So they tell Costco, Best Buy, and Walmart, if you want to sell our products, that's not a problem, but you cannot sell it for less than this price. And the reason for that is to keep it a fair game across the market, and it allows everybody to get a slice of the pie. All right. So there's MAP policy when you're dealing with high ticket products. And you've got a sustainable, scalable business. There is no model in my personal, humble experience that I've seen that is more sustainable and scalable. It is the most sustainable and scalable business model that I have personally ever done. So here's a real example, a profit breakdown of an actual sale that I had. It was a high-end grill sale, specifically a Napoleon Prestige Pro grill. There's a beautiful image of it. So the retail price of this unit, and this is what the customer paid, that was $3,849. That was the MAP price. The wholesale cost, so what I paid to my supplier, was $2,300. Now the shipping to my customer, because I had to ship it to my customer, was $200. My payment processing fees, which is 3%, was $115.47, sadly. And then my marketing cost to acquire the sale was $200. That left me, when you do the math, a net profit of $1,033.53. Guys, that's one sale, one customer, one transaction. That is absolutely absurd. How many $20 products do you need to sell $1,033.53 in profit? The answer, 172. Would you rather one or 172? And I'm going to tell you what my father taught me and told me one of the very first weeks when I started this business model, and that was, it takes the same time, effort, input, energy, and money to sell a $20 item or a $5,000 item. That's just the truth. Why? Because you got to do all the same steps. You got to create the website. You got to create a nice product page. You got to create a nice description. You got to add all the images. You got to do everything. You got to market the product. You got to do the customer service. People think that because a product is more expensive, that it's harder to sell, but it's not true, because it's just a different segment of people that you're working with. And the reason why this whole conversation came up, funny enough, is because I was adding products to my site that was $500, $600. And guess what? It ended up being a waste of time because, you know, I get a $500 sale, and don't get me wrong, I was happy, but I would also get a $5,000 sale by doing all the same steps. So eventually I just stopped focusing on the lower end stuff, which is anything below 1,000. And I just started pushing things that are over $1,000, and thank God I did. So that's just a nice little lovely tidbit of a lesson there for you. So there's one thing I did not tell you. All right. So here's what you now know. You now know what high ticket dropshipping is. You know why the authorized dealer model works, the math that makes it profitable, and real examples of what's possible. But I didn't show you how to actually do it. How do you find these suppliers? How do you get approved as an authorized dealer? How do you build a store that converts? And how do you land your first high ticket sale? And that's exactly what I'll be explaining in my free YouTube course, a complete step-by-step A to Z playbook on how to get yourself started with high-ticket dropshipping. Now, I don't know how many modules it's going to be, and I don't know how long it's going to be. What I do know is that module number 1 is going to be dropping this week. So shoot me a follow and stay tuned for when it comes out. Now, drop me a comment as well of a question you've got about high-ticket dropshipping. I read and respond to absolutely everything. So that's all I got for you guys today. I'll see you in the next one. Keep building. Cheers.